Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everyone. It's great to have you here. We're going to talk about 5 trends that are very stylish, very popular, and talk about building a little cluster wardrobe. So I'm going to go over, make sure you can hear me because you know that's my little, oh, there's a lot of people here. Hi, you all. Hi, everybody. Hello. Canada. Oh, you guys. Wow, New Zealand. That's a long way. Well, it looks like it's working. Just let me know you can hear me and we'll just keep going. I've got a lot for you. There's a lot out there. There's a lot changing. It's just so much fun to see all the stuff that's new. My goodness. Oh, good. I'm actually doing it right. I'm getting better. This is so exciting. And I have my little camera. So if you need to see anything, let me know. I know how to do that. I'm so proud. I'm like a 2-year-old. I'm so proud of myself. Okay. All right, so let's get started and then we can talk or ask questions whenever. All right, I'm going to start with, so what I thought about doing is, I thought about a fall cluster and, you know, what we're doing with a fall cluster and why we do a fall cluster, obviously because we make a few things and we get a lot of results. That's, you know, a good thing. But then for me, I decided, and for many of you, I think, some of you, I decided that we had the basics. So after you do your wardrobe and you've accumulated the basic or the basics, and you've got different colors of those basics and all that other stuff, you do what's called bonus pieces. And bonus pieces, they go with things, but yet they can stand on their own and be completely separate. So that's what I decided to do. I decided to do bonus pieces. However, they were still going with the trends. So there's 5 trends I'm going to talk about tonight. But in each case, what I did is I did a bonus piece for myself. And then you can decide based on your needs whether you need a bonus piece or whether you need to do the base cluster to get to that bonus piece. There's a lot of fun stuff, like I said, out there. Okay, so let's look at this first thing. The first thing, and it's why I did the one I have on, is a tunic. It's definitely a tunic. So it basically means they're the same blouses we've had, but they're longer. But they're lighter weight fabrics. They're sheers. And the reason being is if I want to wear them long, I can. Or if I want to wear them tucked in, I can do that also. So here's one. Here's another one. Now, these two were, I saw at the store and then I came home and got them online. They're very long. They're very long, but they're tucked in and they can be worn either way or belted. So it just depends on what you want to do. But I want to go back to the other one well, no, we can't see it on the other one. We'll get to it later about lengths and how long to make that length. And the 2 lengths that you want, you either can grab the bottom with your hand, just put your arm straight down by your side, grab the bottom, or fingertip length. Those 2 lengths will work well on everyone. And everyone will have that tunic length that is adjusted for their height. Okay? All right, so let's keep moving on here. This next little category is the long denim skirt. It's all over the place. It's really, really popular. It's like instead of wearing jeans, they're wearing skirts. They're wearing boots underneath. They're doing them all kinds of different ways. I'm going to show you several of them, so we can kind of really get a feel for what's going on. This is our pattern 2017. I mean, we've got it. It's easy to do. We've got denim. We had denim. We sold out of denim, but I've got more coming in, and I've got some black denim anyway, I've got denim. It's coming. Some beautiful denim. So instead of wearing a pair of jeans, we're just throwing on a skirt instead. Everyone can do it because you can pair it with boots. You can pair it with shorty boots. It makes you look so stylish. I mean, really, really stylish. This is not about age. This is about just looking really good and feeling really good as well. Oops, sorry. Now, if you look at those, the reason I put these up is you can really see that they can work all year round. It's not just fall. It's not just summer. They really can work all year round, and they just look really good. So we can see that they can be worn with a white tank. They can be worn, they can be worn lots of different ways. This one, Okay, that's the denim skirt. Sorry. The next trend is cardigans. Now, I actually did one of each piece. I did one of each piece again because they're bonus pieces. And so every one I made, I already had an outfit to go with it. And so I just decided that I could, I wanted 5 new pieces. Just kind of fun. Okay, sorry, you guys. All right, so the long cardigan is the next one. And when I say long, these are long. These are long cardigans. I had actually, they started coming in last fall, and I tried one on at Neiman's. It was all the way down to my knee. It was a cashmere cardigan, all the way down past my knee. $800 for this little cashmere cardigan. I made one. But what I want you to notice is, especially the lengths and the proportions. So in this case, and I put up some fabrics, you guys, and I put up some pattern ideas because I wanted you to see kind of the concepts of how they work together. But if you notice, the long cardigans are being worn with the long skirts. And it's interesting because when I first started kind of looking into these longer lengths, especially the longer skirt, then okay, what do you wear with the long skirt? They're wearing the longer cardigans. And so I put these up here so you could see. One thing that is very important, though, is to keep in mind your proportions. Those proportions are very, very very, very important. So let's make sure we can we understand these proportions. So again, I'm going to say them. They're the same for the top as they are for the tunic, the one I have on. It's the same for the cardigan. So if you notice when she puts her hands down, that cardigan goes to, if she were to straighten her fingers out, the cardigan goes to the bottom of her fingertips. Now that, you don't have to really measure. I mean, you're going to have to measure what that is. But basically on everyone's body, if you do that, it will be in proportion to your height. So we don't really have to deal with how, what height you are. Just put your hand down by your side, extend your fingers, and the cardigan should go to that length. Now you'll have to measure what that is. But the other thing in the middle picture I want you to notice is when you have it on with a long skirt, again, it really needs to be in proportion. We've got to watch those proportions. So notice that is a 2-to-1 proportion. Literally, I measured the picture. I measured more than one. I've measured a lot of them. And 2-to-1 is the most popular. So remember, our proportions are 1.5 to 1, 2-to-1. They're halves, thirds, fourths, or fifths. This is thirds. The dress part of the body is divided into 3. So you see 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom. And so your extended fingers will give you the 2. Halfway between your knee and your ankle will give you the skirt length you should be, and then you've got your 2-to-1. Now, keep in mind, personally, I think it just looks so much better, obviously with a different shoe, but like with a little boot. It doesn't have to be a knee-length boot. It doesn't have to be super fancy, but a knee-length boot will look super, super good and really stylish and really set, what the time frame is. Okay, hang on just 1 second, you guys. Hang on. Okay, I'm going back to the questions. Sorry, I'm missing some of these tops. Yeah, so exactly, those acid wash denim bottoms, those are great. Those are perfect for right now. I like your top. Yeah, I think I've got the top on one of the pictures. I think I've got the fabric. The fabric number is 8521. 8521 is what it is for the top I have on. I'm in love with this fabric. I'm in love with this top, but that's another story. Off topic, what fabric do you use to make the patterns that you showed us in the closet? Oh, what fabric? Oh, that's not a fabric, that's a paper. That's a paper that I buy from my grader. So I don't know how to tell you to get that paper. How does the cardigan proportion work with the pants? I've always loved this style of myself, being a tall gal. Okay, so is there an ETA when the fall patterns will be mailed out? We've already started mailing them out. They'll be all mailed out by this weekend, but many have already gone. They're on their way. They're on their way to you all. Okay, so let me go back and answer some of these questions. I'm going to open up this picture here a little bit. Let's talk about proportions. I just want to make sure you understand it. You don't have to worry about pants because pants are on your body and you can't screw up pants. What you mess up is when you have a choice as to how long to make something that's not all the way down to your ankle. Pants are a no-brainer. It's the top part that we mess up. That's why I'm making sure that you understand the proportions on the top. So you can see with a long cardigan, extend your fingers. A skirt should be halfway between, a long skirt. You could have a short skirt, but right now long skirts are popular. So you want to either go all the way to your ankle or you want to go halfway between your knee and your ankle. That's the styling of what's going on currently. So that's why I'm mentioning those, just so that you'll understand that's what's going on. Am I missing anything else here? Okay. Do you know when the fur boxes will ship? The fur boxes are being shipped to us. I think they shipped to us yesterday. I'm not sure. But anyway, either yesterday or the day before, I'm not sure. We should have them any day. It'll be soon, probably shipped next week. As soon as we get them, we'll get them back out. But we're getting close. They had a little slowdown. Donna had a little slowdown, not a big deal. But soon, very soon. Okay, so let's go back to picture. Sorry, you guys, I get distracted. Okay, so here what I wanted you to see was these long cardigans again. Now notice in these cases, these are, the length that they choose to have them is the same as the skirt, halfway between knee and calf. That's an acceptable length. This other one is knee length. Also very acceptable. It doesn't matter your height. As long as it's proportioned to you, it will not make you look shorter, it will make you look taller. It's a very good look. I put in here a note to pay attention to slits, because you notice how vertical your eye looks when you have those slits in. It's a great look, and it's great to take advantage of it. Okay. All right, with this one then, the next trend is blouses, very soft blouses. And notice the emphasis on sleeves. Our new blouse pattern is 626 Cucinelli's blouse. And that beautiful sleeve, that's exactly what I was thinking when I did that blouse. These soft blouses, they're made out of lightweight fabric, sheer fabrics. They're almost scarf-like. When we look at, I'm going to close this off and bring attention to this blouse right here. This is 126. It's a cowl neck, but it's a top. But it's got a scarf on it. This is the new blouse pattern. The top pattern, 126. Scarves are really popular. They can be done lots of different ways. I just put this on top because I wanted you to see how it could be done. But it could simply be taken to something else and worn with something else as well. So those very soft, like scarf cowls, I cannot tell you how popular cowls have become. High ones, low ones, the first class is going out tomorrow for those who joined that pattern making class. And I talk about how to make cowls closer to the body, farther, drape lower, drape higher, so that you can change them as you've gotten. I've gotten several pictures just in the last couple days on cowls and how to make them. And I don't need to make a pattern for all these, but you can change them to get what you want. So that's good information. All right, I showed that one. This one, notice, this is our pattern 623, Sam's blouse. Look at the sleeve. Just beautiful. But the reason I showed this to you is keep in mind that you can make that sleeve and the body of the blouse out of two different fabrics. And it's really exciting to see that when we've got coordinating fabrics or sheer fabrics. When we're talking about these really lightweight, beautiful holiday fabrics that we have, they're light, they're pretty. Like again, you can make the body out of one thing and make the sleeve out of another. Okay, let me go back to questions here for a minute, sorry. Oh, okay, you guys are okay, there are no questions. Okay, this next one here. I wanted you to see this because again, this scarf-like blouse, and I put a couple patterns up there so we could see that we've got so many of these. And we've got the fabric. If you notice the one on the right, that you can see there's two different fabrics there, and what they've done is they've just taken lace and put it around. That's Kathy's blouse. It's 615. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to go to my little camera here. Hang on, I've got to take this one away. All right, and I'm going to go to my little camera. Hold on. And this is the fabric that I put up there. And can you see that scallop along the edge? Those flowers. I mean, it'd be just perfect for. You could actually cut around these, and then put them back on the blouse. But it's a very dark black. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of fabric. So I just wanted you to see that because that's what that is. That blouse. We'll shut this off and we'll go back to it. But if you go back to this blouse, can you see that they're just laid around that neck edge? They're just placed on there. So you can almost cut them out and just lay them all the way around. And I just think that's adorable, especially with a jean skirt even. Forget the jeans that she's got on, but that new denim skirt. The one on the left here, this is really a beautiful Sherard's blouse. That Sherard's blouse is $7.20, and it's a sheer, it's again a really light layer where you can throw it over your shoulder. There's just some really beautiful things out there, you guys. So that's why I said, I think to make these bonus pieces is really, it would take you a long way. All of them you could tie into whatever base color you wanted to use and then go from there. All right, so those are blouses. So far we've had tunics, we've had denim skirt, long cardigans, blouses, and the next one we're going to look at is short jackets. Now I saw this one. This is, I think it was Acris. It was Acris, and I had, you know, they're expensive. And this fabric had just come in, this fabric here. And it's already diagonal. And I just felt like it was so similar to the look. Can you all see that? I'm going to turn this camera on a little bit again, just to make sure you can see this fabric. This fabric is very, very cool. So see how that fabric is already cut on the bias? And so it's a knit, but I mean, that's just the fabric itself. It's a knit, so there's no straight of grain. But what I'm saying to you is I put it straight of grain. I put the pattern pieces. That's the new jacket. That's the Coues zip up front. You can see the princess line over here. And so I didn't have to try to match that or anything. It just was already like that. So just a really cool jacket and very easy to make, very quick to make, fits great, etc., etc. Okay. All right, so short jackets. Now the cardigans are long, the tunics are long, but it's interesting, the jackets are short. And I think it's just because, you know, it's a kind of a trade-off as to what to do. All right, let me show you this next jacket. This kind of, we've got that paillette fabric. Look at the price of this thing. Come on, y'all, we can do this. You know, it's just ridiculously expensive. Really expensive. 2 yards of fabric, and you could do it in the same zip-up or you know, I mean, there's lots of patterns you could choose. Your fabric there is $85.26. You know, it's a good time to come up for the holidays and just make yourself a couple things. If you don't get invited anywhere, you just go somewhere and wear them yourself. If you get invited, then you've got something to wear. This jacket, it was really interesting. It's kind of an off-white, and I really wanted to show it to you because off-white is cream, ecru, winter white, whatever you want to call it. It's very popular right now, and it's not going away at all. It's not, I mean, it's just really continuing, and it's strong, and it's good. So I saw this in the store, and I was, you know, impressed by the price. It was almost $3,000. I mean, it was beautiful. I tried it on. It was a really beautiful jacket, and if you look, it's actually really similar to the new pattern we just put out. It's just got a collar and lapel and a button rather than a zip-up front. So anyway, I went back to my office. I went to look it up, and it was sold out. So I thought that was really interesting because I do believe that they probably keep some pieces in the store for longer than they keep them online. You know, I mean, the store has to have inventory. I don't know, but I decided that I would try to kind of figure it out, but I haven't gotten an answer back. I thought if I called and tried to buy the jacket, would they tell me they had it, or would they tell me they sold out of it? At that price, I was really surprised to when I knew it was in the store, when I saw it in the store, and then to come back and not be able to find it. Sorry, you guys, I messed up my earring. But anyway, just interesting. Just interesting. Okay, so our trends are, we've got a tunic. We've got our long skirt. We've got our long cardigans. We've got soft blouses. And then we've got our short jackets. Okay? And so it is. I think that that's what, you know, when we were talking about Armani and what we liked about Armani, you know, that quote I gave about Armani, how if it was, he wanted it to look good for 50 years. And I do think that that's really important, but it's interesting to me that you can do that and still have it look very much on trend. Current, but yet still make it look fresh and new and clean. And I think that's a real talent. And so when I look at pieces that I want to make, or I look at pieces that I am interested in, I think, okay, will this look good in 10 years? And I think that's a real consideration for us all to think about when we're making our garments. Hi, you guys. On the right looks like a ruffle, not lace. Well, the lace can be ruffled. Once you lay it on top, you can actually gather it in together, and it gives you that effect of both. It's classic, yeah. All right, so what do you see yourself making? 5 pieces. Do you see yourself in a long denim skirt? You know, and from when we talked about, we had Q&As last Thursday night, there was a lady who had sent, she told me that she loved this one skirt, and then she said that she gained weight and she didn't find it comfortable anymore. And anyway, in the process, since then, she sent me a couple pictures, and I am amazed how good they look on her. And so I think it's a real case of when we gain weight, we're more self-conscious of our body, number one, but also the idea hit me that don't forget that third piece. Don't forget that vest on top, a belt. Those things can really make a difference when we are trying to hide. I'm going to say hide. I don't like that word because I don't think we should hide. But when we're trying to really look our best and trying to you know, there's something, we all have stuff about our bodies we don't like, then that's a good way to do it. That third piece is really, really important. I wear it a lot. I use it a lot. Update the classics with trendy blouse or skirt. Should you peg a long denim skirt, especially being 5'3"? No. I mean, you have to, you can decide on how many inches you want that to be at the bottom, but don't peg it. It's not the style to peg it. A long skirt isn't pegged. If it's pegged, it has to be, it's just a different look completely. The look right now is more an A-line. Now you can keep that A-line to a minimum, but don't peg it. It's just not the look that's in for right now. It's not going to look appropriate. I love the jacket. What is the pattern? This is the new one, 926. It's got a princess seam. It's got pockets. I didn't put the pockets in place. I love the bias. I could have matched the pockets. I just, you know me, I'm not a pocket person. But anyway, it's a zip up. It's got a little bias piece on the inside. Zip up jacket. I love it. I just really like it on. It's just real cute. And it's very, very, it's like you could just throw it, you could wear it every day. It's great for travel. It's a knit jacket. It's just a great jacket. Coos. Keep in mind that was Kathy and Sue, and the idea came from a Nick and Zoe. Nick and Zoe are right on. With their knit garments, they're right on. So I got a lot of these knit fabrics just exactly for these jackets. These would make great jackets. They're knit fabrics. They're just perfect. They're perfect for knit jackets. Even the one I have on, if you wanted to go dressier with it, you know, you could do that. Okay, about my top is, let me go back to tunics here for a minute because I think I had the fabric on here. Let me just hang on for a second. 6/8. No, okay, so the fabric, the pattern is 223. 223 is the pattern. 223 is Klein's, it was a Calvin Klein zippered top. 223. So it's got, I don't know if what you can see, you guys. It's got a little zipper going through here. You can zip it or unzip it. I mean, obviously it's just decorative. You know how when you make something and you find a thread? I could have sworn I cut all those threads. Sorry, you guys. Anyway, this fabric came in, and I love this fabric. Like, every time I kept cutting it, and it was getting lower and lower and lower, I thought, you know what, that fabric's going to sell out, and I'm not going to get it. So I decided I would make it. So for me, I wanted to make a couple things for holiday. There's a couple plays that are upcoming here in Dallas that I want to go to. So I was kind of looking ahead, and I really wanted to do some of those events. And I thought, you know what, I could just make it now, and then it'll be new, and it'll be all ready to go, and I won't have to rush. We've got a little holiday trip to New York that we're doing. You know, just all kinds of fun things like that. So I just really wanted a little bit of sparkle. This is the fabric. It's kind of like a leopard sparkle. I don't know how well you could see it. But you could definitely just do, like, if you didn't want to do all over, you could just do a little jacket like this, or you could do a little tank and pair it with a cardi. You know, a little tank top with a long cardigan would be adorable. Lots of ideas there. Lots and lots of ideas. All right. Peggy's, oh, thank you guys. I appreciate you giving the pattern numbers and the fabric numbers. I don't know why I'm so bad at this, but I really am. How tall should you be to wear the long cardigan? No. I'm glad you asked this question, y'all, but no, you're not. You don't have to be tall. Every height out there can wear the long cardigan. The problem is they're hard to buy, because when you're wearing a long cardigan, just decide where you want to wear it to. Make it fingertip, make it knee length, which is a little bit longer, or go halfway between your knee and your ankle. Any of those. As long as that cardigan is proportioned to you, it's going to look fabulous. And you're never going to be able to say. It's when you take a long cardigan and put it on a person when it's out of proportion, that's when you look really short. Because the eye looks at it and says, no, even though you don't know what's wrong, the eye looks at it and says, okay, something's wrong here. We got to fix this. What's wrong is it's out of proportion. So that's why making it is so much better than buying it. And we have some, we've got some really great knits. It doesn't take long. It takes a couple yards. You can use so many fabrics. 324 is one I wrote on here several times, because 324 is a really good cardigan. Peggy's blouse fabric is 852. Oh, 8521, yeah, sorry. How tall, okay. Is the jacket lined? No, the jacket is not lined. The jacket is serged together. It's a knit jacket. Now, this little bias piece is part of the pattern. And, you know, I just show how to sew it and cut it in. It's very easy to do. But no, it's an unlined knit jacket. No shoulder pad. You know, it's great. It's great. I'm short and they always look too long without a waist. Well, don't put a waist or a belt on the outside. Put a belt on the inside. Let the cardigan hang free. So that's what I would suggest. Just don't close the cardigan. Let the cardigan be open and be long, and then put a belt on under whatever you have underneath. That I think is the way to do it. Did I lengthen the top I have on? I didn't lengthen anything, actually. This is 126. That's exactly by the pattern. This is 223. This is exactly by the pattern. This is called core zippered tunic. So tunics being so popular right now, I felt like it was a great pattern to put in. This is 926, and it's exactly the length of the pattern. So I didn't change any of that. Okay. All right, so those are your 5 trends, you all. Tunics. You know, make them fingertip length, and make them knee length. Either one of those works. It doesn't matter your height because they'll be in proportion to your body. The denim skirt, make them either, I don't think knee length is the style right now. They're longer, but again, make them proportion to your height. What pattern is the long gold cardigan? Let me go back to the pictures. I think it's 324. Long gold cardigan. Let me try to find it. Hang on. I would do 324. 320. Yeah, 324. I think it is 324 on this. It's got a collar around it. It works really well. Now you can always do Hugo's cardigan 915. That's a great cardigan pattern right now, or you know, for always. It just works really, really well. Okay, then we've got the long cardigans. Pay attention to the lengths. We've got blouses that are really soft. We've got a lot of beautiful blouses. You guys know that. And then short jackets. All right, I used the fabrics that we had so you could kind of see them being made up. And the goal is to get sewing. These bonus pieces, I really like them because one piece, a couple hours behind the sewing machine, gives you a real contemporary product. I just love this. I think it's so, it looks so store-bought. You know, maybe I'm the only one that thinks that. Y'all let me know. What kind of interfacing would I use for the knit jacket? You don't have to use any, there's no interfacing. Do you want me to do my little camera and see if we can look? Let's see what we can see inside here. You don't need any interfacing, you guys. Okay, let's go inside the jacket. So this piece right here is a woven piece. And the idea of sewing the woven to the knit stabilizes the knit so that you can put a zipper in. Now those directions are inside the pattern. So you don't need anything inside the jacket at all. It will absolutely sew without anything. You don't need any interfacing. The jacket, this is a wool acrylic blend, the fabric is. And so it makes it a really nice, it just makes a really nice weight jacket. And I've got a whole list of these. You know, I didn't, like I said, I didn't write down all the numbers. But if you go through the website, you can see there's a whole list of, I mean, there's a lot of them. There's like a zebra one with fringe. Like this one right here. I don't know how far I can reach. But anyway, this one, I don't know the number of this. But this is so cool. And it's got fringe on it. You could do fringe in the armholes. You could do fringe down the front, around the neck edge. It'd be really cute to do this jacket with this fringe. And again, it's a great, these knits have a great body to them. And they're just really versatile. All right, I think I'm throwing things all over the place. Sorry, you guys. Okay, what else? Let me read my notes. Can I use bot bias binding for the jacket zip facing? Yeah, you can. You know, you want it to be about 1 inch wide because it holds the zipper in place. But you can just, all you have to do is cut a piece of fabric, just a woven piece of fabric. Like I don't know if you remember, I made a little red jacket and I used silk in here. I used a silk print so that when the collar came open, it had a little silk print trim in there, and that looked, you know, that looked really good. I mean, I really liked it, and even when I was wearing it, somebody noticed it, a non-sewer. Oh, you guys, thanks for looking up the number. Thank you, Anne. I really appreciate your help being my secretary. I need a secretary, let me tell you. All right, you guys, we're going to say goodnight. I just wanted you to see what I was seeing in the stores. They're just great options. They're cute, they're good, they're flattering. Keep those proportions intact. And the goal is to have happy sewing. All right? Happy sewing. Let me see if there's any other questions. I think we're good.